Good evening, everyone. This is Dilmeet Kaur, founder of Riches Multi Services, live from the page of Riches Multi Services. I hope all of you are doing well. ये आज का हमारा दूसरा सेशन है और बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट सेशन है. We have Dr. Mini, in fact, Dr. Kriti Jain with us, experienced dermatologist and a cosmetology surgeon, as well as a hair surgeon. Welcome here, Dr. Kriti. We are really very grateful to all of you to join us in our session, in our live sessions, to encourage us to do all these sessions, to give more and more knowledge to all of you. For any queries and feedbacks, you can log on to our website www.richesmultiservices.com, and for any other suggestions, you can call or WhatsApp us on our number 9919979786. We all have joined today to know the startup story of Kiara Clinic. Founder of this Kiara Lifestyle Clinic is Dr. Kriti. She is here with us. So before I start to ask her questions regarding this startup of hers, I would like to introduce you all to the work she is doing. She's the founder of Kiara Lifestyle Clinic and a dermatologist and hair transplant surgeon by profession. She is doing a fantastic job in dermatology and cosmetology with over 8 years of experience. She has been attached to various hospitals like Max Hospital in Delhi. So, Dr. Kriti, first thing that I want to ask you is, what encouraged you to start this startup of yours? Like, who are the people behind this? What were the things that provoked you to get into this field and to do something of your own?
Hi, good evening, everyone. So thank you, Dilmeet, for this introduction. I'm very happy to join you guys today. And so yeah, I'm grateful that you've given me also an opportunity to talk about my startup. And like you just mentioned, Kiara, it's an initiative by Jain Hospital, and it's a skin and hair clinic, but we are trying to incorporate lifestyle services in this also. And like we're going to be talking about more about the clinic first later on, but you asked me about my inspirations and what got me started. So actually I'm surrounded by doctors everywhere, like both my side of the families, we are all medicals, so I had to become a doctor, but I wanted to do something different, not just your usual medical practice. So I felt like dermatology is it's a part of medical field also, but it is something different also. So that is what got me interested in it. And also like there is some attraction towards pretty things, so that also encouraged me to pick up dermatology, because it's all about nice skin, nice hair, and it's becoming more popular these days. So that also got me very intrigued by the field. And so that's what started this dermatology profession. And yeah, that then gradually it came on to what else should I do just besides being a dermatologist. So then I've seen like my parent-in-laws, they struggle and do something on their own and start up something which is purely their own. So then I also felt like I should do something which is only mine. So I got into Kiara Clinic, and this is purely my own starting, but it's been inspired by a lot of people. Like obviously you learn various things on your journey. So my teachers, they've taught me so much, and all the dermatologists, the fellow dermats that I've worked with, you pick up certain things from some people. Say some people teach you what to do, some what not to do. So a lot of fellow dermatologists have also inspired me, and this is how I got to finally start my Kiara Clinic. And I think like let's see where it goes.
Yeah, wow, that's really nice and lovely story that you have gone through. I can understand the you can say what you said, like struggles you have to go in any profession when you are not doing something of your own. So that's really very nice of you that you have that courage to start something of your own. All the best, all the very best from the team of Riches Multi Services from my side and all the viewers that we have here. So next thing, Dr. Kriti, that we want to know is what are the things and what are the processes that you are doing at the clinic, like at the Kiara clinic as of now.
Right. So actually, we have a lot of skin clinics in. We are based in Delhi, so there are a lot of skin clinics in Delhi. There are a lot of hair clinics in Delhi, but most of them are in like the central or the south part of the city. We are based towards the east side, so here there was a big lacking of skin and hair services. So we are mainly focused on skin and hair services, but the goal is to include lifestyle services also. Like, we have a nutritionist attached with us. We have a yoga therapist attached with us also. But in skin, we mainly have we have all the anti-aging procedures happening. We do Botox, fillers, all the threads. Then we have all the possible advanced laser technologies for hair reduction, for tattoo removal, for mold removal. And for scar reduction also, we have a lot of lasers. Then all the usual skin treatments, the core dermatology is also being practiced here. A separate hair unit is also here because hair is my special interest. So we have a hair restoration unit. We have our world-class OT, and we do hair transplants a lot. And all the hair problems like your growth related, your diseases, and all the diagnostic modalities are also taken care of here. So comprises of skin and hair and various lifestyle services. And let's see how we try and incorporate other services also gradually.
Great.
Yeah.
So before we go ahead,
Yeah.
I would like to share the website of Dr. Kriti with all of you. It is www.kiaraclinic.in and the number you can use to get in touch with them is 8588081431. I would like to repeat it once again, 8588081431. So let's go ahead. Next topic for our discussion is hair transplant.
Right.
I would like to know what basically is hair transplant first, and then we can go ahead with the processes and other things that are involved.
Right. So actually, hair becomes a very important part of anybody's personality. Like the minute there's a problem with hair, the confidence starts to shake. So that's why hair transplant is a very useful process, especially for those people who have a significant hair loss. So like there's the commonest problem for which hair transplant works well is androgenetic alopecia, which is a form of male pattern baldness. It is a patterned hair loss which you normally inherit from your parents. And in males, there is thinning from the front and gradually there is recession towards the back. In females, there is thinning which is diffuse all over the scalp. So transplants can be done for both males and females. So they are more commonly done for males, but even females are commonly going for transplants now. So hair transplant it's a wonderful procedure for people who experience this kind of hair fall. Also, there are people who have hair loss because of scars or surgeries, and then they feel that they will never be able to have hair back again in that area. So hair transplant helps in those problems also, and people really benefit from it. It helps them grow their confidence back, and just be able to boldly walk in the society. So hair transplant helps people in that way.
Together, you're doing something that helps make people prettier and get them their confidence back, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. That is the aim, to do it as much as possible.
So next thing that we want to know about hair transplant is like, who are the candidates who are most suitable for this thing? Are there some people who should not go through it,
Right.
or there is some criteria that we have to first analyze and then get the patient
Right.
done with the hair transplant therapy?
So, hair transplant actually can be, like I spoke about male pattern baldness. So, androgenetic alopecia is the commonest indication in which we can go for transplants. Obviously, there are ups and downs in every surgeries. So, you can't just take up anybody. There are set of investigations that we prescribe and we get done. Like, it is not done without those tests. And once those tests are done and the reports are within normal limits, only then should one go ahead with transplants. Like there has been a common problem, like if people are diabetic, can they get a transplant done? So then it's not a problem, but the diabetes should be strictly under control. So whatever tests are required are done before the transplant is planned, and once they are normal, we can go ahead with surgeries. Similarly, our let's say people with burns or scars, so we need to assess the area. If the area is sufficient that can be covered by their hair and it gives them good results, so we should plan transplant in those patients. But if supposedly the hair loss is because of certain problems which are not curable, like there is scarring or there are congenital problems, so in those patients we should not attempt hair transplant. But overall it's a very safe procedure if done properly under proper guidelines and with a qualified doctor doing it. Like we see a lot of quacks these days practicing hair transplants, so that should strictly be avoided because that may lead to complications. So I think that's about the people who can get hair transplant done.
One more question is there.
Yes.
Is there any age limit for this?
Usually
For some
not. Like,
certain age?
actually, frankly speaking, I've done transplants from people who are as young as 18, 16 to as old as 60, 65 also, and it can be safely done. The only thing is that the doctor doing it should assess the patient properly because it is a very variable field, right? So patients should get their tests properly done, the doctor should test them properly, and it should be under constant supervision. Like the monitoring has to be constantly there. Age is not a limiting factor. Any person who has a need for hair transplant should try and consult a doctor and maybe get a transplant done. Right. So
Are there any side effects? Are there any side effects to the hair transplant therapy that we do?
So obviously it's a surgery and it is not a very small surgery. I would count that as a major surgery only. So how there are plus and minuses of every surgery. Even hair transplant has its side effects. Like there always can be infections associated. There could be a variability in the results also, and there can be certain other side effects also, like certain people, they develop certain cysts at places, but that all these are subjected to the person who's doing it and the environment in which it is being done. Let's say if your OT is properly sanitized, patient is being given proper antibiotics, then there will be no infection, so that will be taken care of. Likewise, if the patient is following all the precautions which the doctor has given and he's sticking to the protocol, then there are less chances of anything going wrong. So all these instructions are usually given to the patient prior to the surgery, and even post surgery we explain that this is how you have to do it. We tell them all the medicines which are to be taken, the days in which it is, and we give a written instruction sheet so that there is no confusion. So we can always avoid all the small little things which may go wrong after a transplant.
So the person doing the therapy, doing the hair transplant plays a very important role in
Definitely.
this, other than the patient itself.
Definitely, because see, it is like it is the person driving the car, right? It's like that. So the safety of the people sitting in the car depends on the person driving. So that is similar to transplant. The person who is doing the surgery is the most important person who's going to decide everything that goes right and wrong with the surgery. So
As a layman, if I understand, the side effects are quite less,
yes,
but it depends upon the procedure, and the person who is performing the therapy. So that's really very important.
yes,
So choose your doctor wisely.
yes. That is always important.
And that is important in any profession itself. Like in investment consultancy, also that is equally
Yes,
important.
of course. That it's like a universal rule, you know.
Hmm.
Whosoever you're putting your confidence in should be well chosen.
So can you just tell us about the procedure that the person has to go through while taking this therapy? It's something about the procedure. But that is obvious that we'll not be able to understand it like as a whole. But at least we can get an overview.
I'll just explain it in a very simple language.
Yeah.
So basically, the first thing we do is we assess that which is the area where we want to transplant. Is it front or is it back? Which area is to be done? And we ask the patient also that what is that the patient wants, because if I do what I want, that may not make patient very happy. So asking him what he wants is most important. Then it is mainly the back side of the area, which is your permanent area. So the hair are taken from this side of the scalp, and there are no cuts or scars which are used because we use very fine instruments. So with those fine instruments, the follicles are taken, they are kept properly in at certain environment, and then they're placed in the areas where you want to have new hair. Then gradually, slowly, with time, those hair they grow, and then once they are fully grown, they grow and maintain like your natural hair. But you know, it is a long process, because first there will be scabs and crusts, then gradually they grow into very small follicles, then they shed off also. So within a span of 6 months to 1 year is when you have full growth. But it's a tedious process, because each follicle is taken out with the equipment and then is placed inside the slit that we make. So taking follicles from here and placing them, let's say if we are placing it in front, so front is the area. And if there are people who don't have hair in the scalp, then for males we can use their beard hair also. Even body hair can be used, because body hair is, you know, the quality of hair can be, if it is good, we can be happy with the amount that we have, we can put more hair. And beard is a very good supply because it is thicker hair, so we use beard hair easily. And like, it's not just scalp, even eyebrow transplant can be done. If people don't have thick eyebrows, we can transplant eyebrows also. So that,
So in this course,
yeah,
like you have already mentioned the time period that is needed in order to do this transplant procedure.
yes,
Like,
yes.
what is the time like it will take for the whole growth to be there?
So actually, it's not like there is nothing. Once you do the surgery, within 2 to 3 weeks, your original hair they grow back. But to have new hair, it is roughly 6 months. But even after 6 months, the hair they gradually improve. So your best results are somewhere between 6 months to 1 year. But you know, there are people who come being very worried at 3 months after transplant, that look, I have no hair and I've got a surgery done and it feels like a waste. So for those people, it's very important to understand that you have to wait for at least 6 months, because growing new hair is a very time taking job. Like, they grow slowly, there is a cycle in which hair grows, so that has to be given due consideration. And that is how one should plan a transplant. Like, let's say if there are major life events happening this year, so maybe I would suggest people that no, you wait for those events to happen, and after that you transplant, because for 1 year your hair might be, you know, limited, or you might not like your look. So accordingly it can be transplanted.
So patience is the key. You have to wait for almost 6 months to 1 year.
Yeah.
But still, I would say it's not a long period to wait for.
Yeah.
After all, it is about the crown that you own.
Yes.
Like the next question is really very important.
Yeah.
And we all are conscious about whatever we are doing for just one thing, that is the results are going to be temporary or the permanent.
Yeah, so actually this is a very common doubt. Everybody feels that, we get transplant done and after a few years these hair will go. But that does not happen. I want to really clarify this doubt that the hair that are put through transplant are permanent hair. Like if maintained properly and if taken care of, they stay lifelong. And rather if like your original hair are also given good nourishment, then that volume can also be maintained. So the hair results are completely permanent and they look absolutely natural. So they add to your face look and they help people grow back their confidence, which people lose sometimes. So absolutely permanent results.
So thanks a lot, Dr. Kriti. It has been an awesome session. Like we have got lots of knowledge about this untouched field for most of the people. Like everyone learns for good quality hair, and for some of those, like they don't have or have lost their hair. So we'll be in touch with you for other procedures that you are practicing at your clinic. And once again, I would like to share the website of Dr. Kriti. It's www.kiaraclinic.com. You can log on to the website to get more information regarding all the topics, all the subjects that she is doing. And your health and your beauty will be taken care by them. We'll look forward to you to join us for next sessions, for next knowledge sharing session on other procedures too. Thank you for being with us. Thanks to all the audience that has kept joining us with our regular sessions. We are doing many sessions with different doctors, and we'll look forward to you to join us again soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you.